The next section, and this may or may not be included in your credit report, but very often it is, it's broken out as a separate section, are the collection accounts. So if you defaulted on a debt and it's gone to collection, then that may or may not be broken out as a separate account. The collection accounts may just be part of the regular account history, or it may be part of the collection account history. But what I want you to do, regardless of whether it's broken out separately or not, is I want you to look at collection accounts very closely, because there are separate techniques that we can use to eliminate collection accounts from your credit report. So one of the things that I want you to look at first is who's the collection company. May or may not be true. That may not be the right one who's collecting it. So that might be something you object to. Same thing. What's the amount that they're collecting? What's the balance? May or may not be true. When did they start collecting it? When was it assigned to them? It'll show you that. May or may not be true. And one thing I want you to understand about collection accounts, and this is, I'm just going to throw this in here, but I think it's appropriate. Collection companies are notorious for what we call re-aging. And again, we're going to get back to this later, but I want to kind of plant the seed with you. Most credit accounts can only stay on your account for roughly 7 years. What collection companies like to do is, let's say that it took 3 years for them to get it to a collection agency, and then it passed from company A to company B to company C to company D. And 7 years later, it goes to company D. And they report on the credit report that that's when the debt was delinquent. Now, by rule, and I'm going to talk about that later, it should be eliminated. But they're saying that it happened on this date 7 years later from the default. It's re-aged, so according to them, it should stay on the report for 7 more years. So that's something I want you to look at. When did they say that there was a date of default? When did they get this? You need to record that, because that may be something very important later on. So look at that, okay?